We've all heard the news, Pokemon Bank is shutting down 25th of February, so I will show you how you can transfer your Pokemon to Pokemon Home and what Pokemon will become unavailable to obtain legally. This is an overview for how you can transfer Pokemon from each game. You can pause here if you want to look at the flow for a specific game. For games older than the 3DS era, you will need Poké-Transporter. To transfer Pokemon from Gen 3 to Gen 4, you can use the dual slot capabilities of the DS Lite. Insert the GBA cartridge and the Gen 4 card you want to transfer to. Start the Gen 4 card and select the Migrate From option. This will become available after obtaining the national tags. To transfer Pokemon from Gen 4 to Gen 5, you will need to beat the Pokemon League in a Gen 5 game to unlock the Poké-Transfer Lab on Route 15. You will also need 2DS or 3DS systems. Go to the Transfer Lab on the Gen 5 game and begin the transfer. Open your second DS that has the Gen 4 game in the slot and select Download Play. Connect the two devices this way. You then have to select 6 Pokemon to transfer, and you have to play a little minigame every time you want to transfer Pokemon. Be mindful that Pokemon cannot be transferred back to Gen 4. Pokemon that have HM moves also cannot be transferred until those moves are deleted. From Gen 5, you can then use Poké-Transporter to transport Pokemon directly to Pokemon Bank. Virtual console games will also have to use Poké-Transporter. Games from Gen 6 can then directly connect to Pokemon Bank to deposit your Pokemon. Then move your Pokemon from the transport box to one of the boxes in Pokemon Bank, or move them to one of the Pokemon 3DS games. Now we will move Pokemon from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. Go to the Pokemon Home start screen and select Move. If you have your 3DS, then select the Begin Move option. If you don't have your 3DS anymore, you can use the No 3DS option, and it will search for a Pokemon Bank account that has the same Nintendo ID. Once you have your Pokemon Bank open on your 3DS, select the Move to Pokemon Home option. Select the box that you want to move. You will then get a transfer key from your Nintendo Switch system. Enter that key in your 3DS and the transfer will start. Now that we know how to transfer Pokemon, let's take a look at the Pokemon that won't be available once Pokemon Bank shuts down. First up, we have Battle Bond Greninja. You can get this Greninja with the special ability Battle Bond by completing the Sun and Moon demo. The model for this Pokemon does not exist in Home, so you will just see a regular Greninja in your boxes. Next is both the regular and shiny Partner Cap Pikachu. I made a separate video on how to obtain this Pokemon, so go check that out if you want. You can also shiny hunt this Pokemon. Scan the QR code in the island scanner to obtain this gift Pikachu. All of the other Pokemon will be shiny hunting targets. Type Null is up first, as Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are the only games where Type Null is not shiny locked. Just simply soft reset when you get him from Gladion. It is slightly easier to hunt him in Sun and Moon as there is less dialogue to skip. If you want the full evolution line shiny, you will have to do this hunt twice to also obtain another type null to evolve him into Silvally. Then we have shiny Poipole in the Pokemon Ultra Moon or Ultra Sun games. Soft reset for this Pokemon when you obtain him from the Ultra Recon Squad in Ultra Megalopolis. If you want the full evolution line, you will have to do this hunt twice. Then we have Spinda. While Spinda is obtainable and able to be shiny hunted in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, there was a coding error which made it that BDSP Spinda is now banned in Pokemon Home. So if you want a non-banned Spinda, shiny or not, definitely transfer one over from a previous game. Then we have the only legal way to obtain a shiny Celebi from the Pokemon Crystal Virtual Console game. After beating the Elite Four, collect the GS Ball from Goldenrod's Pokemon Center, give it to Kurt and wait 24 hours. Then trigger the encounter at the Ilex Forest Shrine and don't forget to save before interacting with the shrine so you can soft reset. Some more complicated hunts are Shiny Jirachi, which you can hunt using Pokemon Colosseum Bonus Disc or Pokemon Channel, Shiny Manaphy using the Manaphy Egg from Pokemon Ranger, and Shiny Mew using the exploit of Red and Blue Virtual Console, or Pokemon Emerald if you have the Faraway Island event active. Lastly, I want to mention that getting some old ribbons to modern games will also not be able to be done anymore. So if you want a Ribbon Master Pokemon, now is the time to get to it. And that was my guide on how to transfer Pokemon and what Pokemon you should consider bringing over, as they will be unobtainable after, for now at least. Thank you for watching!